我正在直播看个论文。好像是不是可以听到我的声音？也、好像是不是可以听到我的声音？也、我今天主要就是来直播看论文的，因为明天要 lead 一个 discussion group，然后我想一个人看还不如直接直播看论文算了。但是在看论文之前，我要先稍微干一下别的事情，先这么放着。我先看一下这篇文章讲什么。这篇文章的标题叫做 Probabilistic Embedding of Knowledge Graphs with Box Lattice Measure， 看起来应该是跟知识图谱有点关系啊。我不知道这个 Box Lattice Measure 是个什么东西，我们一会儿再看一下吧。他说 Embedding methods which enforce a particular order of lattice structure。我不太清楚这个 lattice structure 是个什么东西，可能是我孤陋寡闻了。不过我们一会儿读下去可能会知道这个什么叫做 lattice structure， 可以 annotate 一下。Over the concept of space such as order embedding。OK， 有个 order embedding，这篇文章一会儿可能需要看一下。Natural way to model transitive relational data. However, order embedding learns a deterministic knowledge base. OK， 他说 order embedding 会给你一个 deterministic knowledge base。然后这篇文章的 title 他说 probabilistic， 所以可能他的 paper 的跟之前的区别在于它有一些不确定性在里面。Limiting expressiveness of queries and the ability to use uncertainty for both prediction and learning。就是说你这个 order embedding 的话，没有足够的 uncertainty。Use uncertainty for both prediction and learning。OK， 我不太确定这个 uncertainty 有什么用，但是说不定它有它自己的意图在里面。Probabilistic extensions of order embedding have provided the ability to somewhat calibrate these denotational properties while retaining the consistency and inductive bias of ordered models. Extensions of OE have provided the ability to somewhat calibrate these denotational probabilities while retaining the consistency and inductive bias of ordered models, but lacked the ability to model the negative correlations found in real-world knowledge. A broad class of models that assign probability measures to order embedding can never capture negative correlation. OK， 不太确定他在说什么。Which motivates our construction of a novel box lattice and accompanying probability measure to capture anti-correlation and even disjoint concepts while still providing the benefits of probabilistic modeling, such as the ability to perform rich joint and conditional queries over arbitrary sets of concepts and both learning from and predict calibrated uncertainty. We show improvements over previous approaches in modeling the flicker and WordNet entailment graphs and investigates the power of the model. OK， 它好像是提出了一个模型，这个模型加上了一些 novel box lattice and accompanying probability measure to capture anti-correlation。我不知道什么叫做 anti-correlation， 但是这个事情好像很重要。Even disjoint concepts, OK, which, while still providing the benefits of probabilistic modeling, such as the ability to perform rich joint and the conditional queries over arbitrary sets of concepts. Joint and conditional queries. Rich joint and conditional queries over arbitrary sets of concepts. 我们来看一下，现在看一下 introduction. Structured embedding based on regions, densities, and orderings have gained popularity in recent years for their inductive bias towards the essential asymmetries inherent in problems such as image captioning, lexical and textual entailment, and knowledge graph completion and reasoning. OK， 他就说 structural embeddings based on regions, densities, and ordering. 这方面其实我不太了解，我稍微了解一些 lexical 和 textual entailment image captioning， 不过我不太懂这个 knowledge graph completion reasoning， 这些方面不是特别懂。Models that easily encode asymmetries. Transitivity. The two components of commonplace relations, such as partially ordered sets and lattice, have great utility. 非常抱歉，我其实不知道 lattice 是个什么东西，所以我感觉我必须要查一下什么是个 lattice. Let's see. Lattice structure. What is a lattice? OK， 这好像是个化学结构，但是我们要看的应该不是这个东西。Lattice structure. How should I search for that? Lattice， 这应该是个数学概念。Math。他说 lattice 是一个 abstract structure studied in the mathematical subdisciplines of order theory and abstract algebra. It consists of a partially ordered set in which every two elements have a unique supremum, least upper bound or join, and a unique infimum, natural numbers. 就自然数它是一个 lattice for which the unique supremum is the least common multiplier. The greatest common divisor lattice can also be. OK， 就它是一个数学的结构。这个数学结构的话，有一个，首先它是有一个顺序关系的，并且任何的两个 element 它都有一个独特的 supremum， 就是一个 upper bound， 然后它有一个 unique 的 infimum， 也就是一个 lower bound。然后他给了一个例子，就是说自然数，除法是一个 lattice， 因为任何两个自然数，它们的 upper bound 是最小公倍数，它们的 infimum 是最大公约数啊。我感觉这个好像还比较容易理解。再看一看还有什么 models that easily encode asymmetry and related properties such as transitivity have great utility in these applications, leaving less to be learned from the data than arbitrarily relational models. At their best, they resemble a hybrid between embedding models and structured predictions, as noted by. While the models learn sets of embeddings, these parameters obey rich structural constraints. The entire set can be thought of as one, sometimes provably consistent structured prediction, such as an ontology in the form of a single directed acyclic graph. While the structured prediction analogy applies best to order embeddings, which embeds consistent partial orders, other region and density-based representations have been proposed for the express purpose of inducing a bias towards asymmetry relations. Gauss embedding， 它上面一段到底讲了啥？他说模型可以 easily encode asymmetry and related properties such as transitivity have great utility in these applications, leaving less to be learned from the data than arbitrary relational types at their best. 这其实我觉得它这个 lattice 的主要作用是因为有些 knowledge base 它们的顺序是单向的，所以它需要定义一种顺序的关系。Have greater utility in these applications, leaving less to be learned from the data than arbitrary relational models. At their best, they resemble a hybrid between embedding models. Let's see. While the model learns sets of embeddings, these parameters obey rich structural constraints. The entire sets can be thought of as one, sometimes probably consistent structured predictions such as ontology in the form of a single directed acyclic graph. 其实我读了半天也不是特别懂它到底要说什么。The structured prediction analogy applies best to order embeddings. Okay. Order embeddings, which embeds consistent partial orders. Other region and density-based representations have been proposed. OK， 那它这种 region and density-based representations，其实我不知道这个它到底是不是指什么叫 region and density-based representations。我觉得这是一个很特殊的说法，我之前没有看到过。就可能跟这种高斯 embedding 有点关系，因为高斯分布它有一个平均数，有一个 density。就它有两个参数，一个 norm， 一个 variance， 一个 mean， 一个 variance。Maybe it refers to this kind of distribution where you have a mean and a variance, such kind of region and density based representations. Okay, I think that's what it meant. However, while the space of representations is a manifold of probability distribution, the model is not truly probabilistic in that it does not model asymmetries and relations in terms of probabilities. OK， 他就是想说，这种像高斯 embedding 的方法都没有，it's not truly probabilistic in that it does not model asymmetries。就因为这种分布它并没有一种 asymmetry 的关系。But in terms of， 我觉得我好像缺少很多的背景知识，我感觉我要看很多的背景资料，我才知道这篇文章到底在说什么。Let's see. Are especially compelling for modeling ontologies, entailment graphs, and knowledge graphs. Okay. They're desirable properties include an ability to 这个好像不需要 highlight. It's not very important. No, that's not what I meant. Okay, how can I cancel this? Seems like I can't. Their desirable properties include an arbitrary ability to remain consistent in the presence of noisy data, suitability towards semi-supervised training using the expectations, and uncertain labels present in these large-scale applications, the naturality of representing the inherent uncertainty of knowledge they store, and the ability to answer complex queries involving more than two variables. Note that the final one requires a true joint. 他这讲了很多东西啊。他说the inherent uncertainty of knowledge they store, the ability to answer complex queries involving more than two variables. Note that the final let's see, the final one requires a true joint probabilistic model with a tractable inference procedure, not something provided by matrix factorization. We take the dual approach to density-based embeddings and the model uncertainty about relationships and attributes as explicitly probabilistic, while basing the probability on the latent space of geometric objects that obey natural structural biases for modeling transitive asymmetric relations. 这个东西其实我又不知道。Probabilistic order embedding, never heard of it. 但是听起来像是一个非常 make sense 的东西。Measure to each order embedding forward cone. However, POE suffers severe. OK， 他其实介绍了一堆 background work. 他说我们的 model represents objects, concepts, and events as high-dimensional products of intervals, with an event's unary probability coming from the box volume and joint probabilities coming from overlaps. OK， 所以它的任何的 objects, concepts 和 events 都是用一个 box 来表示的。它是一个 hyperrectangle， 所以这是一个的 box。可能我们会认为拿一个球来表示一个 object 会比较容易，但是它用的是一个 hyperrectangles with an event's unary probabilities coming from the box volume and joint probabilities coming from the overlap. OK， 这个非常 make sense， 就是这个 box 有多大就表示这个事情的 probability 有多高，两个事情的 overlap 有多大就表示它的这两个事情的 joint 的 probability 有多高。This contrasts with POE approach for defining events as the forward cones and vectors extending to infinity, integrated under a probability measure that assigns them finite volume. Okay. One desirable property of structured representation of ordered data originally noted is moreover, there are large degrees of freedom in parameter space that exhibits the slackness. 非常抱歉，我在看论文的同时，我还在同时 debug 我的代码，所以我可能中间会总是要断一下。Let's see， 这再跑一段代码，但是非常的。行，我们 introduction 先看到这里，然后我看一下 related work， 我先不看了，我先看一下它的这个 background。什么叫做 partial orders and lattice？ 然后他跟你说这个 a non-strict partial ordered set is a set P equipped with a binary relation。OK， 有一个 binary relation， 有一个 set P。这两个东西呢，它可以，首先它自己一定是小于等于自己的，我们可以把它当做小于等于号，虽然这是一一个 partial ordering，not necessarily 小于等于。然后他说 a 小于等于 b 小于等于 a implies a 等于 b。OK， 这个也非常 obvious。And This implies this is transitivity. OK， 这3个我觉得非常 make sense，非常直观，就相当于是我们的小于等于号那种感觉。This implies a generalization of a totally ordered set that allows some elements to be incomparable. OK, what does that mean? 然后他说 and is a good model for the kind of a cyclic directed graph data found in knowledge base. OK， 因为我们的 knowledge base 我们知道是一些三元组的关系，就是它一个 knowledge base 一般表示的是一个有两个 entity 或者两个 some kinds of objects and there is a relationship between them. 如果这一个 knowledge base 是 acyclic， 它是有一个有向的关系的话呢，那我们那你就可以用这样的一个 lattice 来表示它，这是一个 partial orders in lattice. OK, a lattice is a poset where 这个单词我居然不认识。Where any subset has a unique least upper and greatest lower bound. OK， 这个是我们刚刚读维基百科读到过的。Which will be true of all posets considered in this paper. The least upper bound of two elements is called the join. And the greatest lower bound is called the meet. 就是它其实用了这个 joint， 用了这个 union 跟 joint 的关系来表示它。只是这个名词好像正好反过来了，就这个叫做 join， 就是它的最小的这个上限是叫做 join， 然后它最大的这个下限我们把它叫做 meet. Additionally, in a bounded lattice, we have two extra elements called top and bottom, which are respectively the least upper bound and the greatest lower bound of the entire space. Using the extended real number line, all lattice considered in this paper are bounded lattices, ordered embeddings. 然后我们再看他说，这个人他介绍了一个 method for embedding partially ordered sets and tasks, partial order completion. Like hypernym or entailment prediction. A function is an ordered embedding. 这篇 paper 我觉得一会儿得读一下，我先直接把它下载了。Ordered embedding for images and languages. OK. Ordered embeddings for images and languages. 应该是一篇比较有用的 paper. Let's go back. Introduces a method for embedded partially ordered sets. OK， 我觉得我可以把